Hi everybody, welcome to Draw for Initiative. My name is Sarah, I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten, and with me I have my dear friend and partner in crime, Tina, who is painting all these lovely paintings with me and of course has to play the games with me, but I guess that's not a punishment, that's actually fun time. At least I hope so.
Most of the time.
Yeah, if I win it's not fun time, but anyway.
True.
Today we have a very lovely game. It's called CS Files and it's a game for, I forgot again, 4 to 12 players that are 14 years and up for about 20 minutes around. It's a very cool crime, thriller, detection kind of a game. And what did you focus on in your painting?
This time I just wanted to keep it quite simple and so I browsed through all the available cards and whatever you have on items in this box and stumbled for once over the color combinations which I really liked and tried to just have them on paper and keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Well, I can already say you achieved your goal there. I had a very similar goal, staying clean and simple, as you could say, but I took another item that is kind of meta for a game in a game kind of a thing, and just made a tiny, tiny little inked painting there. And you can see how we did. And here we are.
Yay!
Ready to draw and paint.
You're cheating again.
I'm not.
It's Why tiny. It's not Tiny Tuesday. It's Wednesday.
This is bigger than a Tiny Tuesday.
Slightly.
Yeah, well,
it fits in your hand.
Yeah, I know, but it's bigger than Tiny Tuesday. It's this is 8 by 10.5 centimeters, and Tiny Tuesday is 7 by 9, so it's bigger.
Slightly. Still
tiny. Bigger.
Still tiny.
It's small. It's not tiny. I'm not cheating. This is watercolor paper. I'm allowed to use that.
Dear audience, please let us know in the comments if that's cheating. A Tiny Tuesday. It's slightly bigger.
It's not. It's not a Tiny Tuesday. I invented Tiny Tuesday. I know what Tiny Tuesday is.
And I watched Tiny Tuesday, pretty much all of them. I know how big they are.
A Tiny Tuesday has to be on the card that separates the dice from the cards of all the booster packs from Marvel Dice Masters. If it's not that cardboard, it's not a Tiny Tuesday.
It fits in your hand, it's a Tiny Tuesday.
Hardly.
Point made.
Look how far I have to spread my hand. It's not.
You have tiny hands, so it's a Tiny Tuesday if it fits in your hands. You always say that yourself.
I'm a miniature person.
Yeah.
I have. What is? I have
my head.
Do I have nano hands? What's smaller than tiny?
I'm not sure. Again, please, dear audience, let us know.
Anyway, you're drawing the circle of life, or at least you started with that, but now...
Yeah, I struggled with the circle of life in the beginning.
But now it's a magnifying glass, and you're already coloring. Wow, you're so fast this time round.
Even with a slightly bigger surface.
And you didn't ink. Oh, that's something you don't do that often, that you color before you ink?
It was... did I do that before... No, I didn't. I did do this after.
Which one?
The last one. What was it called?
The last one? Tricarian.
No, the one before.
That Marvel Dice Masters.
Before that.
Kingdom Death. Kingdom Death.
Yeah, so I wanted to do that again.
Okay.
I also tried to see how I would get along without outlining, but I guess I did some in the end, but just a little, just a tiny little bit.
It's way more about the colors this time around than it is about the line work.
Because this time, the game was a bit abstract and didn't have certain characters in focus, so I couldn't focus on the characters. Or I would have needed to focus on real persons, and I just, went with the item there with a pretty knife, kitchen knife.
Yeah, it's a very lovely. I would love
Yeah,
to have that in my kitchen, not for murdering anybody, other than eggplants or zucchini or a salad, steak, you name it. Like, I would love to have another knife like that for cooking.
Yeah, and try to get the shading right and stuff. So, right.
It worked pretty well, especially on the handle. I liked how you shaded there. It really worked nice with the color, some having a bit more opaque, and then the same color with a bit more transparent kind of a style. It worked really nice, especially on the upcoming red part in your painting. I liked that a lot. And it fitted well with the color that you chose for your background.
Oh, well, you're using a nib this time.
Yes.
That's also not usual for you.
No, it's not. It depends on my mood heavily, and usually I'm just not necessarily in the mood. But since we painted this in May and I was working with ink mainly,
so
I decided to go the whole way and use the nib and the manga inks that I have, because I know that they won't smudge, and I didn't have a pen that I could use for the red ink that wouldn't smudge in the end.
Yeah.
So first I thought, let's have it with the Tombos, and then Tombos smudge when you apply water around them, and so I decided if I go for the red ink with a nib pen, well then come on, I can have it with the black one as well.
I still try to figure out what that thing is, but it looks...
It's an owl.
Yeah, it looks somewhat cute. I wasn't really sure, but it's like a pictogram.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're all the animals and plants and whatnot in the... I hope I'm not... Yeah.
Mahjong,
And I'm always saying the German version, which is Mahjong, but it's Mahjong, right?
In English, you would pronounce it that way, but...
now we make the ears bleed of our audience. I'm so sorry.
I'm just trying to guess what it was in Japanese, how they would really pronounce it. But I
have no clue.
That one, I think it's originated in China, so... I guess even the Japanese maybe kind of butchered.
This was one of the first games I ever played on a computer.
Me too.
And I loved it. I still love it. I still have versions of that on my iPad.
My grandma's still playing it. She just got an iPad for this.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
That's kind of creepy. If I could afford an iPad, I wouldn't use it for Mahjong.
Well, not only, but definitely, yeah. I love to play this game a lot. So when I was flipping through the cards, I thought, oh gosh, I gotta use this game tile as my subject. And I mean, it's a meta. It's a game in a game.
Yeah.
That I said.
It looks quite nice so far. I like it.
Thank you.
Nice. Also, I'm also a fan of the colors of that ink.
Yeah, that was. I have to tap myself on the shoulder. It was a really good choice to buy those inks.
Yeah. I've seen them lately on Amazon and was thinking about, but I usually use ink at your house, so I don't need my own set. I'm fine with just black ink at home. So, yeah.
I like the green and the magenta, pinkish, cold red. I love those.
They are so intense. I like that. It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice to have it. And there we go with the Tombos.
Yes, I stayed only ink this time around. I didn't use watercolors. And just used the manga inks to have the outline again, because they're archival and they don't smudge when you apply water on top of them once they're dry. And my voice is going some places. I don't know. I in my head I sound like Bonnie Tyler losing her voice. I'm sorry.
Or try singing that song.
Oh, I cannot sing.
I need a hero.
I have a hero.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry.
There we go, cheesy again.
I'm sorry. I like Psyduck. He's my hero.
Oh, yeah,
No.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, I'm speaking about hubby. But, yeah. I was kind of scared, actually, when I colored the skin on the hand. Because, for whatever reason, the skin tones on Tombow are so intense as well that I feel like I'm having a cartoon.
Yep.
And it's really difficult to use them in a more subtle way.
That's true.
And you can see later when I shade this section between the palm and the thumb, that it's bleeding, that dark color, and it looks really weird at the beginning. Now that everything's dry, it's fine. It looked like so creepy weird. But yeah.
Yeah, they are not easy since they are so intense, and if you want a more pastel color, that's not that easy to achieve. You need a lot of water and just spread the colors beforehand.
Even with the pastel tones, they're still so bright.
Yeah.
I mean, they were originally made for crafters, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken there, but for card makers, stuff like that. So people that color very small surfaces and not have a whole painting painted with them like we use them. And thus they would probably need a more intense tone and not as many subtle tones as we need, being not a crafter or card maker but a painter.
Yeah, maybe we should switch careers. Blah.
I was just thinking, why careers? Because careers is a real word as well. And so I was like,
I know.
What?
I'm sorry for my terrible German accent.
Oh no. You know, I just recently, like the beginning of this week, I saw a video that talked about those harassments on especially YouTube comments when somebody speaks a language that is not their native language and they have an accent. And people seem to harass those content creators, and that person had a video there like, why is that? I mean, come on, I'm speaking a language that is not my native tongue. Of course I have an accent. My laryngitis is formed differently because it forms differently depending on what is the language you learn as your mother language, your first language. So of course I have an accent, and had a whole bunch of very lovely reasons for why accents are actually adorable or nice, instead of you as a content creator that creates not in his or her native language want to get rid of it. I really like that video, so I adore your German accent anyway. What, you apologizing now? It's like no, don't.
Of course, I'm so adorable.
Of course you are. Come on. You're a weirdo. That makes you adorable, at least in my book.
I'm not sure where the compliment begins and where it ends in this sentence.
I like accents. I mean, as long as I can understand what you want to say. If it gets to a point where it's really difficult to understand, it's maybe not as adorable, but since I can understand what you're saying, I think it's nice. It's cute.
I hope the others think so too.
It makes for a lot of fun when we laugh about it, like when we mess up words or stuff. So I guess, it's just funny.
Also when we combine words or use them on purpose, use them on the for the wrong meanings and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's that lovely dark turquoise green. Oh, I love that.
I used the Kuretake here, and they did the magic of color.
Yes.
Of quite intense color again. And I love that tealish something.
Yeah, I think it's the dark turquoise part that you use, the one that's more in the midsection of. Oh, yeah, don't look at me like that. I'm sorry.
That was like more than a week ago, so...
This is like 3 weeks ago that we were painting this.
I'm glad if in the morning, when getting up, I can still remember my own name, so that's a struggle. Well,
I have a sheet of paper on my nightstand that says, your name is Sarah. Funny though, before I forget to mention it, Tina took 48 minutes on her piece and I took 40 minutes, so we both had...
I think that was a new best for me.
I don't know, let me see if you were ever less than 40... You had 47 minutes, so you were less than 40. Less than 40, less than 40. No, it's a new one. It's a new score. Oh well, if you say 41 minutes for the line work.
I didn't remember this because little heads up for you guys. I'm setting up my Etsy store. Since some of you guys asked for whether they could buy these pieces I make. I set up an Etsy store, and therefore I had to type in every I did type in every time I need it. So
by the way, the direct link to her store will be in the description box below on this video. And if you want to maybe check later, or if you find another video where you say, oh, I want to buy Tina's piece, there's always her Twitter handle in the description box. So you can follow her for one on Twitter and get information there about her direct link on the Etsy store. So you never will miss the way through social media to her store for paintings.
Yeah, I would love to see you there, or if you want to know something about the paintings which isn't in the description, just ask me. Feel free. I'd like that.
Yeah, because we like to communicate.
Do we?
Yeah, kind of.
I thought we were introverts.
Yes, we are, but still, we want to get our point across. But we need... Are you... Oh!
Yeah, that's a true fingerprint of mine.
Well, now I have to buy that painting.
Well, why? My fingerprints are all over the place, so why would you do that?
Yeah, but this one I can see without having any graphite. Like,
Graphite
the
powder?
dusting, yeah. That would ruin any other art piece, but there I can see your fingerprint. Anyways, this is our painting for this week. Let us know in the comment section below if you like them and which one is your favorite this week. Also, let us know if you have a specific game that you want us to paint. And while doing all the good YouTube stuff, like, share, subscribe, well, you know the drill. Come back next Wednesday, 9 a.m. CET, for a new game that we attempt to paint scenes for.
Bye.
Have a very good one. Bye.